Okay, so if you guys are insomniac or if you guys are in Europe, I'm doing live. Hopefully you can join me. And I'm just going to share live. Hopefully you can join me. And I'm just going to share live. Hopefully you can join me. And I'm just going to share the live. So today's live is going to be about energy. We're going to be looking at the energy of the collective because we are going through something. There is an ebb and flow. The full moon is coming. And we need to look at what is going on with that energy. And let me see here. And so I'm going to wait for the magical number 9 and see who's coming in for the collective reading. And oh, this is interesting. One of the lines that Louise Hay would write about, she was famous for affirmation. She was a queen of affirmation. One of the lines was, I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. So we're going to do a tarot reading on the collective. And again, share the live because I'm not going to start until we have 9 people because I don't want to start from the beginning all over again. So if you can share the live, awesome. If not, okay. And we're going to do a tarot reading on, I'm not sure yet. I think we're going to do a tarot reading on the rest of the year for the collective, twin flames, twin race, star seeds, to see what's going on. To see what's going on with the consciousness, if the collective is going in the right direction, and what you may want to look forward to, okay, for the rest of December. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to tap into that energy. So I need 9 people to start. Let me see how many we have right now. Okay, we need, so again, share the live so we can start. And let's see what's going on with that. And I'm tapping into Archangel Christiel. Archangel Christiel sends his frequency through the universe to us like a finger of God. When we need him, he steps through a cross-shaped diamond, white stargate, and Lyra to reach the Pleiades, which acts as a transformer for him down to 7th dimensional frequency. From here, he accesses Earth through his retreat. His twin flame archangel Mallory has an etheric retreat over Bethlehem through which he enters Earth. It was part of the divine plan that Yeshua should bring the Christ energy through at this location on our planet, a place where it was already represented. The Christ light is a 9th dimensional consciousness which would etherically burn us out if it shone unto us. Because of this, Archangel Christiel holds the blueprint for us at 7th dimensional frequency. It would burn us out. I'm going to disagree. 9th dimension will not burn us out at all. What we have to look at is the fact that we can't look at it because we are at a lower frequency, not because it would burn us out, but because we don't have the capacity to hold a space. That's actually what it is. When you go into meditation, what happens is you go into an altered state of consciousness, which can pierce the many dimensions. There is no limits. The only thing that prevents you from accessing it in a conscious way is your monkey mind. And but you can hold that space for seconds at a time, you know what I mean? And then it collapses again into 3D or 4D. Hopefully you stay into a 4D consciousness. Hopefully that's your normal. 4D consciousness is when you're fully aware of your thoughts, where you redirect your thoughts from negativity through mantras, through pranayama, breathing exercises, through yoga, whatever it takes to get your mind out of the loop. Okay, so again, waiting for 9 people. We have 6. If you could share the live so we can start the reading, because I want to do a reading on the collective. And again, impacting the ascension for December. There is a full moon on the 15th. It's the last full moon of the year. It's a powerful time. You may want to put that on your calendar and your alarm clock to go out and to do some manifestation work. not just for yourself, but to call in the new earth as if it's happening now. So I'm going to wait until there's 9 people. Thank you, my love. Appreciate it. I'm going to wait until we have 9 people, okay? If you can, again, share the live so that we can get more people in here. Because people come at the last minute and I really don't want to go backwards. Let's see. Thank you, Beth, for sharing the live. Okay. So, Annie, let me see here. Okay. All right. So, let me go ahead. But if you come in late, if somebody comes in late, I'm not repeating, just so you guys know. Once I move, I move. All right. So, the question I'm asking the universe is, what does this particular group, the group that's currently listening to this live and the group that's going to be listening to it on a pre-recording on YouTube, and again, follow me on YouTube, because when TikTok gets removed, a lot of you will lose touch with everyone, and I don't think I'm going to play the lemonade game. So the question that we're asking the universe is, what does the collective group, Starseeds, Twin Flames, Twin Rays, need to understand for the month of December? What do we need to do, especially with the full moon? And, all right, cool. 6 of Pentacles, a balance of give and take, into justice, sideways. Interesting, the balancing. It's a balancing act. It's being fair to yourself. It's not being concerned with repairing too much for others, but more or less balancing and repairing it for yourself. 8 of Swords, that's a problem. 8 of Swords is prison of your own mind. That's a problem. 2 of Pentacles is crowning the reading, and that means juggling material concerns. Recent past, the Sun, clarity into an offer of love or an opportunity. It doesn't always have to be sexual love, romantic love. It can be just love, a new opportunity. So let's recap. 2 of Pentacles is crowning the reading. Trying to juggle material concerns, which keeps you out of focus. And again, material concerns are 6 of Pentacles, an imbalance of give and take, not being fair, justice, crossing the energy, which means there is no justice. There is no time to right the wrongs. There's none of that. Why? 8 of Swords, prison of your own mind, into the 7 of Wands, defensive energy. Yeah, don't be defensive. Be honest. Be brutally, compassionately, gently, but honest with yourself, or else you're not doing the shadow work. Shadow work is when you look at all your ugly bits and you still have compassion for those ugly bits as well as the beautiful bits. So 7 of Wands, it's offensive energy. It collapses into the Tower. Why? Because you have 2 of Pentacles holding on to material concerns. You've got a white knuckle grip on bullshit in the material world, in the 3D density. You are afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of what you don't know. You're afraid that you're going to fuck up. You're afraid of failure. That is the last thing you want to be, is afraid of failure. Failure is a barometer. It's just like a bath. You draw a bath, it's too hot, you don't get in. It's that simple. You add cold water. In other words, you rebalance, you reassess what is what and what should be done. But ultimately, to be afraid of failure means you're going to be a deer in the headlight and never move forward. You can't move forward. If you're a perfectionist, it's actually a code word for I'm afraid of failure. Perfectionism is not going to get you where you need to go. You perfect it as you go. They're telling me to give you an example, and I brought it up before. The movie Gladiator was a shitty script when it came to Ridley Scott. They wrote the script day by day. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people know that. And sometimes it's all you can do is one step at a time gives you clarity and brilliance and a brilliant divine direction. Anyway, the Tower is collapsing because you're holding on to shit. 5 of Pentacles outside of you is feeling homeless. In the area of what you wish to experience and what you hope to experience, which is not going to happen anyway, is 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, into the Queen of Swords, which represents air energy, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. But on a side note, if that's not your sign, which it probably isn't, for most of you, it is a message of being too analytical, too logical. You're not using your heart as the compass of truth. You're trying to destabilize challenges with logic, 3D logic, which is actually laughable because the last thing you want to trust is 3D logic. 3D logic is always controlled by society's norms. Right there, that should tell you not to trust it. All right, let's continue. So Six of Pentacles is, again, an imbalance of give and take into Five of Wands, outside competition. King of Pentacles is a grounded energy you can rely on. And King of Pentacles is represented by Capricorn and Taurus and Virgo, but it's an earthly bound energy. It's a reliable energy. If the guy says to you, I'll be there at 10 a.m., I can assure you he'll be outside waiting for you at 9:50 a.m. He's on time, he's punctual, he's on the ball. Virgo energy, big time. Four of Swords is going within and healing something that was broken. It's also introspective energy from a place of conscious pain. Four of Swords. It can also mean ill health, though that's not the energy I'm getting. I'm getting exhaustion more than ill health. In fact, if you guys are Americans and you're still up, why aren't you sleeping? That's my question. If you're in Europe, welcome. Good morning. Two of Pentacles is, again, juggling material concerns. Ten of Cups is what you're trying to keep it together. Queen of Wands, it's interesting. We've got two queens and one king. Queen of Wands is fire energy, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo energy. It's a go-getter energy. It's a kick-ass energy. I like it. Six of Wands, yeah, conquering hero. So it's interesting because it's saying you're juggling shit, you're in your head, but at the end of the day, what's going to happen for the collective that are going through the ascension for the month of December, it's showing me that you guys are going to get it together. You're going to prioritize family, emotional fulfillment, your passions, your creativity, and you will come out the winner. Let's keep going. Let us keep going. Justice, why is that sideways, please? King of Cups. Wow. Okay, King of Cups is, again, Pisces, Scorpio, and, oh, bloody hell, what's the other one? My mind just went blank. A Cancer energy, okay? And let me just see what else aligns with this card. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, awesome. Okay, so listen, justice has been put on hold, meaning we're not going to be able to work on X, Y, and Z to repair the damage. However, in the end, a new beginning will pierce through if you can get into your heart chakra. If you can allow your mojo to direct traffic. What I'm going to say to you that's exciting is that when we have the King and Queen of Cups, right, with the Ace of Pentacles in between, you've got a new beginning assured. And what is really cool about the King and Queen of Cups is you've got a, yeah, please don't ask to join. I'm doing a reading. King and Queen of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles in between is really exciting because you guys are facing each other. You're facing a new beginning. So if you are in separation or you're in partnership, things look like if you follow your passions and your heart, you're good to go. If you go into your monkey mind, no offense, Eight of Swords is here. Eight of Swords is your it's your monkey mind lashing at you. Why is the Eight of Swords here, please? Chariot, Cancer energy, moving fast. Two of Wands, stagnation. Stagnation. Two of Wands means I've got the world in my hand. I have what I need to accomplish the following goals, but I have no idea what direction to take. I don't know if I should go left, right, or center. Ten of Pentacles is the gift. Now, we have the Ten of Cups on the top, crowning the reading. Now we have Ten of Pentacles. We're getting a lot of messages about that you can have it all if you follow your heart and you become fearless in your pursuits. Fearless, not fearful. Let's keep going. Let me look at Seven of Wands, defensive energy. Fighting for something. I'm feeling, yeah, okay, fighting for Ace of Wands, beautiful. Knight of Wands, not so good. Empress energy. Here's the problem with the Knight of Wands. There's two meanings besides the fire signs. It has the meaning of player energy. It's a player. Okay, but that's not what I'm seeing in this particular reading. In this reading, I'm seeing wishy-washy yo-yo energy. So the Ace of Wands is saying, this is my passion. The Knight of Wands is saying, but is this good? Is it ready? Am I ready? Should I do this now? I'm not ready yet. Or I don't think maybe I should wait. And the Empress energy is Libra, Taurus energy, saying it's the cornucopia of abundance. And it's saying, whatever you want, you have it. This is perfect timing. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't be struggling through all this. The Empress doesn't chase deals. She just doesn't chase a lover. She doesn't have to. She is the cornucopia of abundance. Ask and you shall receive. And the problem with the wishy-washy energy is you've got to understand something about divine timing. The portals open and close, open and close. So if you decide to hesitate, the door could close right on your nose. Tower collapsing. The Wheel of Fortune saying perfect timing. Eight of Pentacles, learn new ways, new rules of engagement. Like, for example, there are people that are boomers that still don't know how to use a computer. There are people that are, and I can say that I'm a boomer, and there are people that refuse to learn to walk away from a flip phone into an iPhone or an Android or whatever. There are people that refuse to learn new things, and they become stagnant. And then you'll have people that are much older than you that constantly are learning, constantly doing shit. So there's nothing wrong with being in the Eight of Pentacles energy. It means that you're actually learning new ways of being. The Tower, the reason why the Tower came into play is because your old antiquated calcification of thinking has, or what you're holding on to, old relationships, tired ideas, all of that had to be ripped out from under your feet. And now the Wheel of Fortune is saying, hey, you've got good luck, learn new things, and balance righting of the wrongs. Justice is coming in, because this was not here to punish you. It was here to make you grow in spite of yourself, kicking and screaming. Five of Pentacles outside of you, feeling homeless. Five of Pentacles is not belonging. The Fool is offering a brand new beginning, but the Five of Cups is very cynical. Into the Tower. You see that? So if you're in a relationship at this point now, you're reflecting each other's issues. One of you is more flexible than the other. The other one wants to have a brand new beginning. And the problem with the new beginning is it's looking at the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups are three cups on the floor with two cups behind, standing upright, going, hey, there's a new beginning. Just turn around. Stop looking at your past. Look at the future. And because they're refusing to do that, because they're like having a pity party, the Tower comes in. What happens with the Tower? The Page of Wands, a new beginning. The Queen of Swords into the Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords is a logical energy, and the Eight of Pentacles, in other words, they're going to be forced to learn new ways of being in this planet, in this incarnation that they've chosen, and they have chosen it. Queen of Swords, why is she here again? The last card is Queen of Swords. Why is she here again? Why does she keep appearing? 17 is the star. Seven of Swords is lying to the self, and Two of Swords is lying to the self by not seeing the steps it takes to heal. A blindfolded energy with the Two of Swords, a sort of stagnation, a refusal to see the writing on the wall, refusal to see the tsunami is barreling behind her back. It's a woman holding two swords across her chest, blindfolded, refusing. Seven of Swords, Two of Swords is lying to the self. It's denying the obvious, denying of what it takes to heal, and trying to be logical. Now, what happens when you heal, when you're really in the mojo? Well, you'll have oracle dreams, you'll have messages, you'll see the synchronicity of numbers, names, things that are meaningful to you and to your person. It could be your twin, it might not even be your twin. It could be you're seeing your own numbers reflecting back to you. Like, for example, your birthday again and again. Don't just look at your birthday, okay? If you see your birthday, okay? Like, for example, I'll give you an example. 113, right? If you see 113, that's your birthday. In other words, 10/13 or January 13th, right? October 13th or January 13th. When you add the numbers, what is it? Just that. On a clock, on a bus, I don't know, change back, whatever. It comes out to, am I correct? 5. What is 5? Well, 5 is connected to Mercury. What is Mercury? Mercury is communication. Mercury is communication. But what is 13 on its own? It's death, transformation. Transformation that it might not be so pleasant. But what is the universe saying using your birthday as a message? It's saying you have the gift to communicate. You were born, you were given the gifts. But it's going to be difficult, but you must do it. You must not stay muzzled and closed off and shut off and thinking that you'll never be ready. And every year you keep saying that, well, if this happens and that happens, I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. And that's conditional. You're trying to create a pact with the universe on a condition instead of surrendering to the universe, realizing that you may fail. Absolutely, you may fail. But in failing, you refine your journey. You have to fail to refine your journey. The average, I'll give you an example of authors, because I write for a living as well, is the average novelist will write 2 to 3, if not 7 books before they ever get a publishing deal, right? because it is a refinement of the craft. And then that goes with anything. You may decide to sell everything you own and move to Portugal or Peru or and across America, another state. And you may realize, wow, I thought this was what I wanted, but it's not what I want. It's actually the wrong place. But in the wrong place, you learn and you refine what you truly desire. It's not the end of the world. It's called living a life. And there's a difference between living a life in fear and doing nothing, sitting in the same fucking town for 30, 40 years, and living a life and fucking up here and there, but also having massive success and having lived in, I don't know, in 40 years of life, 20, 30 places on the planet. Makes you a much more interesting person. Means that you have a lot more to talk about. You have a lot more wisdom that you've gained from living in Bali for 3 months or 6 months, for living in Australia and didn't work out, from maybe going to South Africa and enjoying it, but you had to leave for whatever reason. Your visa expired, which propelled you to England and you lived there for a year. In other words, stagnation gets you nowhere. And having a free spirit is going to get you places. And when I say traveling, I mean not just traveling physically, but traveling in your mind. You know what I mean? Reading various books that are esoteric, studying comparative religions, different religions that really speak to you. And don't forget, in our incarnations, we've been Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Buddhist, Hindus, and religions, pagan, and religions we don't even fucking remember because we don't have any records of those religions anymore. So, you know, sometimes you have to kind of like grow your wings and grow your ability to trust that what you desire is a divine guidance for you. You know what I mean? And that's important. So let's look at the divine. Actually, I'm not going to call it. Let me think. I feel as if my feeling is that we need to do something on the divine, broken, and wounded masculine. Now, the difference between a wounded and broken masculine and a divine masculine is that the divine masculine knows they have shit to work on and they work on it. That's very similar to, it's actually the same for the feminine. A divine feminine is a woman who says, I've got a lot of darkness. I have a lot of shit. I have a lot of trauma. I'm going to work on it. And that makes her divine. It's not the end goal that makes you divine. It's the fact that you're honest, brutally honest to all the things you've got to work on. A broken and wounded masculine or feminine are people in absolute denial that they have shadows to work on. They're always pointing the finger to other people. They're always blaming everything to other people instead of taking also responsibility or accountability, or even saying, look, even if my parents raised me fucked up, they're never going to admit it. And so how can I parent myself? What should I do to parent myself? Because clearly being an addict, whatever addiction that would be, is not bringing me where I want to go. And I do want to win in the game of life. I want to win. And winning for us means completely different things for many of us, you know? So that's important to kind of define the difference. Let's go ahead and ask about the divine masculine on their journey, and let's see what comes up with the broken, and then I'll do the feminine as well, just for the hell of it, just to see the contrast. So let me go ahead and Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is absolutely it's a very tough card because it's a card of 10 swords in the back. Literally, you see a person head face down with 10 swords behind them. But right off the bat, I'm going to say there's a self-betrayal. It's actually betraying of the self. Let's keep going. Crossing the energy as the world. A new beginning is promised, but now it's like somebody's hitting the brakes and going, yeah, I don't want a new beginning. Let's keep going. Emperor energy. Emperor, Aries energy, is really kind of, I'm going to be honest, in this particular reading right here, it is a fucked up combination because this is about a masculine who is not in his divinity. There's regression here. He is stoic. And the concept of stoicism is really being misused and misunderstood. Stoicism is important when either your life is on the line, there's a war, there's a situation where you have to be the patriarch because maybe someone is dying or someone is very sick, or there's incredible at this point, yeah, one of you can't fall apart. One of you has to be stoic. But in the journey of healing, Stoicism becomes a behavior that becomes a habit, becomes a part of your personality, which I'm kind of paraphrasing from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he's correct. And so this Aries energy, this emperor, my way, the highway, I'm not budging. They're betraying themselves. Crowning the reading is the Queen of Wands. Recent past, Five of Cups. Again, what was me? Into Three of Cups. It could be the other woman. Queen of Wands does mean, it can mean the other woman, but it also means a very attractive, beautiful CEO, kind of go-getter. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Let's keep going. Four of Swords. So here's what's happening. Remember, we're asking about the divine, broken, and wounded masculine. And here comes the Queen of Wands. After the Ten of Swords, which is self-betrayal, to a new beginning that won't happen, to the Emperor sitting there, he's facing Four Swords. And usually what that is someone who is broken, who's dealing with pain. Unlike Hermit, which is a self-reflection, it's a retreat into the self. Four Swords this is making me heartsick. This is someone who's gone through a heartbreak of some kind and is just taking time out to just lick their wounds. Into the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Into the King of Cups. You can't make this shit up. Six of Cups is what you hope for, and Six of Cups is past life connections. I'm thinking about you, you're thinking about me. It's what you're hoping, but what's more important than that is judgment is coming in, and judgment is something dead coming back to life. Usually it's a card that speaks of returning, something coming back, a return, okay? Let's keep going. Any questions so far? Any questions or comments? No? All right, so Ten of Swords, let's keep going. Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords to a Seven of Swords. Why? Because the person is lying to themselves. Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, and a Page of Cups. So wanting a new beginning, but the new beginning can't come really to the full spectrum, because when you lie to yourself, when you betray yourself, you can wish for beginnings all the day long, but they're not coming. Tell me more about the Ace of Pentacles. Page of Cups again. It's about Queen of Cups. It's about sending loving messages to their Queen of Cups. Let's keep going. Is the Queen of Wands another woman, another party? Six of Wands, somebody to be noticed. Queen of Wands, it is another woman. Nine of Cups. Oh, gosh. Okay. There's a connection that this masculine has with a real flesh and blood woman. Could be you, if you're a woman. And the man has put another woman on a pedestal. He's created this archetypal perfection. It could be porn. It could be OnlyFans. It could be an ideal. I remember knowing a guy who's polyamorous, a very good-looking guy, had three beautiful women. They all had an arrangement. And he was still looking for something better. And I'll never forget this, because he said he had been having recurring dreams of a green-eyed girl, green-eyed. He was very specific on that. And though he had three women that were absolutely brilliant, gorgeous, talented, loving, and finally it came down to one girl, and she was Japanese. And he said, well, yes, I'm with her, but, it's those green eyes. And I said to him, did you ever think that maybe this Japanese girl that you're dating is actually a reincarnation of the green-eyed girl? Did that ever occur to you, that you're looking for something that probably doesn't even exist anymore? Maybe that's the soul, but now she incarnated as a Japanese person. Did you ever think that? I'm going to be blunt, okay? One of the things that we have to remember as divine feminines is that we've been those divine masculines, broken, wounded, looking for the other horizon, the other hill to conquer. It's part of our makeup. It was when we were men. And the problem with that is that it has been glorified, and this idea, this philosophy has been solidified by the powers that be, psychologists, psychiatrists, PhD professors on human behavior and masculine, all the bullshit that they've been throwing down our throats about. It's normal for men to want to marry a 14-year-old, shit like that, right? And the problem is that men don't know when to know they have it all right there in their arms, and they're looking. So what I'm seeing here is somebody who's actually looking, though they have it all, and they're not aware of it, not yet, because there's something else, and there's something else, and there's something else. That's what I'm seeing. And that is the betrayal we're actually realizing. It's not just the betrayal of themselves, it's the betrayal to the partner, to the other lover. The world sideways. Five of Pentacles, feeling homeless. Six of Swords, wanting to just have peace. Ace of Wands, and passion. Why is the Emperor here? By the way, don't forget, the Empress here. And if we see the Empress, then we know what's going on. Angel Michael is here with Temperance. Again, something is returning. Seven of Wands, a defensive energy. And Page of Swords is asking, actually begging the Divine Masculine to like fucking learn, like study, like become better, be more self-realized. Four of Swords, why is that here? Four of Swords to the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is anxiety. Tell me more, card just fell out. To the Ten of Swords upside down, which means something is actually going to start getting healed from the nightmares. Into the Two of Cups, realization that the relationship they have with the Queen of Cups is valid. I've got two Queens of Cups, one King of Cups. You can't make this up. Let's keep going. Why is the Queen of Cups here, please? What is she about? The King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Wands. Hang on for a quick second. Let me see. So the King of Swords is an analytical energy. Here we go again with the masculine going into the fucking monkey mind, the realm of the monkey mind. The Queen of Pentacles is a stable energy. The Three of Wands is a portal opening. There is even though I'm not seeing it overtly, I'm feeling third party. And the third party is something, it's like finding the Holy Grail or finding a unicorn. It's like, what are you doing, man? You have it right here. Am I correct? Is the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, is it the same? Three of Wands, yes. Is the Three of Wands this third idea? The Two of Cups, yes. You know what's interesting about the masculine and the way they've been raised by women, by the way, as well, and society, is that they really honestly think that to find the great love of their life has to be difficult. Not all of them, but many of them. And sometimes the roles are reversed. You know, you'll have a sacred masculine who's completely fucking aligned, and then he'll end up with a wounded feminine who thinks it's too good to be true, you know, that kind of thing. It's massively fucked up. But yeah, it feels like this energy is analyzing and trying to logically understand what makes sense. And love is not something that you will make sense. Thank you, love. Does that make sense? Thank you, Livy. King of Cups, why is he here, please? What's going on? Judgment, making a judgment call. Ten of Pentacles, I want a marriage that lasts. King and Queen of Pentacles, you can't make this shit up. This is about a divine couple. And the person that's doing, unfortunately in this particular case, at least in December, we're looking at the divine masculine is definitely regressing and he's not seeing what he's got. He's looking at the possibility of something brand new. Something that's better, the best, the best. And there's a point where you as a man have to say, she is my perfection. She is my everything. She is enough. There's nothing better than that. And I will not. You know what I mean? I will not do this. I'm not going to put my beautiful woman and possibly lose her to a fantasy that I've created. And I'm going to tell you the psychology of love, which is interesting. Because people will say stupid shit like, I'm no longer in love with him or her. In love. You mean in lust. Because in real relationships, and I can attest to this, in real relationships, there are two things that happen. One, relationships always, somehow, some way have an expiration date. And that's true. Absolutely. But this in love thing, when you've been in a marriage, as I have, as long as I had, is that you fall in love, you fall out of love, and you fall back in love, and you fall out of love. This happens with your twin. This happens with a high-level soulmate. This is the cycle. It's like the seasons. You've got winter, spring, summer, fall, and it goes back and repeats, right? Wash and repeat. Well, that is how human beings are. You fall in love, out of love, in love, out of love. Make sure you don't fall in lust, thinking it's love, and then you realize, what in the hell did I do? You know, I have a client who is in a twin flame relationship, and he left her. She was everything. She gave him everything. She was everything. And he left her for another woman who I knew, don't ask me how. Well, I mean, I do tarot reading, hello. But I knew that the sex was shit. How did I know? Well, she sent me pictures. I was picking up on the energy. And I was like, he's not, there's no way. It's not good. I can tell you it's not good. And somehow, because when women have been betrayed, how they become the FBI and the CIA, she tracked down the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend of the girl that went to her man. And it turns out they had long conversations, and yeah, she's not really good in bed at all. It's not, in fact, she doesn't like to do, we're all adults here, BJ's. She doesn't like it at all. And her twin loves that. That's his thing. And I said, that sex that he's having with her, I don't know what she did, what kind of mask she pulled on, but once she had him, she stopped all the things that had lured him into her bed, and now it's static. It's game over. So now, because too much damage has been done, the separation is assured for maybe 5 years, 10 years. And this client of mine is a twin who is moving on. You're damn right. Does she still think of her twin? Of course she does. Are you kidding me? Would she forgive her twin if he came to her right? Of course she would. But his toxicity, right? He basically buried himself, and he doesn't know how to come back with humility. And what is humility? I fucked up. How did you fuck up? Well, I left you for this chick, and I don't know. I thought I was out of love with you, and I wanted love. I wanted to feel the excitement, and that's not. It's over with her, and I want to come back, and I don't know what to do to repair. There's a Belgian doctor. I forgot her name, unfortunately, because I haven't read her things in a long time. But one of the books that she wrote was called Mating in Captivity, and you can watch her on TED Talk. And she's absolutely fucking brilliant because she talks about it. She said every relationship at some point, at some point, now not every relationship, but damn near. But she unfortunately, kind of like that famous attorney, right? You know, that guy that says, unfortunately all the marriages I get are the ones that are broken, where everyone's cheated. Well, similarly, she's a psychologist, a marriage counselor. So all the marriages that come to her are fucked up, let's be honest, or else they wouldn't be seeing her. So let's be fair. Not everyone cheats in marriages. Let's just get that straight. But with that said, she said, in every case where the marriage, the person cheated, one or the other, there was a disconnect in communication. There was this idea of just after 7 years, hence the 7-year inch, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, that, taking each other for granted, not making efforts to spend weekends cuddled in bed and making love and having fun and doing all kinds of crazy shit in bed. And this is not something you make an appointment for. This is something that you carve out whether you have children or not. That's it. That's that. And that's the truth. And very few people understand that. And so after 10 years, you might actually be married to someone who you don't even fucking know their favorite color. I remember, this is where I learned this. When I was like 22 years old, I worked at a jewelry store in San Francisco. And I saw this man walk in. He wanted to buy, we sold all kinds of colored pearls, blue, this and that. And I asked him, he said, 27 years anniversary. And I said, oh, okay, well, we have these, the law. And I said, so what color are her eyes? What color are her eyes? Do you know the man after 27 years of marriage did not know the color of her eyes? That, my friend, is a problem. So one of the things I remember doing with my twin was to cover my eyes and ask him, what color are my eyes? I did that with my husband at the time as well. I knew the color of his eyes. He knew the color of my eyes. In fact, the nuances of color. You got gold. You got this. You got gray. You got this. Right? And breaking it down. That means the person's paying attention. That means the person really sees you on some levels. Even if it's just, at least they notice some of the things. They know where your birthmark is. They know where your tattoo is. They know exactly it's on the left cheek or your right ankle. Does that make sense? You got to know this shit. You can't just walk around assuming anything. All right? And not to mention, if it's a twin flame, right? Let's say you are in a twin flame journey. You're teaching your twin how to see you and treat you. On the side note, you have to, because if you think they're going to figure this shit out on their own, you're sadly mistaken. Very few men are that fucking awake. The ones that are that awake, and they're out there. One of them is my son. I have a wonderful sacred masculine on our team. And I'm just going to say that they're unicorns. That's why I call them that. Judgment. Why is judgment here, please? 7 of Pentacles. Do I invest? 2 of Swords. Blindfolded bullshit again. Page of Pentacles. So the overall reading is that you have a situation where you guys are divine union, right? Whoever you are, with the King and Queen of Cups, with the King and Queen of Pentacles. It is the perfect match. It is exactly what you want. It is the grounded energy that when you guys are together, it's a reliable as hell, and it's extremely emotionally rich with emotional delicious, sticky substance of beauty and sensuality. But again, we're seeing somebody, this weird person that may not even exist. Again, it could be someone they've seen, or someone they've imagined, or someone, but they have a woman on a pedestal that is not real. Okay? I thought it might be your energy or someone else's, but no, it's an energy from outside. And so the problem is that this man, whoever this man is, to become a divine masculine, he has to sit with himself and go, I'm not fucking 12, I'm not 18, I'm not chasing dreams. I want a real flesh and blood woman. I want a woman that's going to be there through thick and thin. I want a partner that makes me laugh, that we make love, we argue with civility, with integrity. We want to know each other in all of our personalities, all of the personalities that are brought up by these connections. And right now what I see is someone who's so analytical. King of Swords to the Emperor, for example, that's not exactly that's not a winning situation right now. The rest of the energy is fantastic, don't get me wrong. Tell me more about the Emperor, please. The Devil. I fucking knew it. The Devil. Yeah, the Devil to Page of Wands is messages or fast-moving messages. The Devil is toxicity. The Devil next to the Emperor can be some narcissism. I'll be very blunt with you. Into the Chariot. And so we're seeing a lot of Cancer energy here. Cancer energy is a metaphor. Your person could be Cancer, but I'm actually not seeing that for all of you. Obviously, what I'm seeing is that the person is closed off. Hence why we have the Emperor, which is stoicism. And stoicism never shows you a crack in their heart, and that's a problem. Any questions on that reading so far? Any questions? Okay. Let's continue. So now we're going to go into the sacred feminine, broken feminine, and see what's going on. Any confusion on that? Does anybody relate to that? Please, if this is not you, don't make it fit, because honestly, don't do that, okay? You might be able to find a couple things that resonate with you, but don't make the whole reading fit at all if your person is better than this, okay? Because not all men are that immature, because that is an immature ideal. To have an idealistic woman on a pedestal that does not exist is just ridiculous. But it happens more than you think, unfortunately. All right, now we're going to look at the divine feminine and broken and wounded feminine and just see what comes up, okay? I'm just throwing it all in there. And let's see. And what are we going to do here? Okay. Empress energy. Well, I have to... I'm impressed. Remember, for that person, for the masculine, it was the Ten of Swords, betrayal. You start out with the Empress. It's interesting when you get frustrated, especially women in the twin flame journey. You get, why me? Why do I have to be the one that heal him? Well, God damn it! And you'll have a lot of twin flame coaches saying, "You're not his mama." No, you're damn right you're not. His mama wasn't having sex with her son. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, what's happening here is a situation where you are his high priestess. You are his eternal consort. You took on the role as the divine feminine to do some of the work, energetically speaking, remote healing yourself, saying, I'm taking a break from my broken masculine or divine masculine who's doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to work on myself, and I'm going to bring myself up to high priestess level, above the Empress, as a matter of fact, and I'm going to learn how to manifest for myself. And one of the main things I'm going to learn to manifest is remembering my origins. How was I made as a spirit soul? When was there split? When did we split? What was the first split and why? Right? Let's keep going. 8 of Pentacles sideways, not learning new things. 9 of Pentacles is you're badass. Yeah. Literally, by the way, 9 of Pentacles on the side note is a woman with a hawk on her fist, and she is fucking doing extremely well financially. She's in her power, very feminine. She's one step down from the Empress, so we're aligned here with the power here. Crowning the reading, unfortunately, is the 10 of Wands. You're carrying burdens. Recent past, 7 of Swords, lies, lovers, the choice. Probably a choice was made. But 10 of Wands is about somebody carrying heavy, heavy burdens, and it is crowning your reading. That means there are things you need to drop. Maybe you have a mother wound, father wound, self-worth wound that comes from that, or other traumas, abuses. Unfortunately, There are way, way too many people who have had very, very challenging and abusive beginnings. And so it's really dropping that and letting it go. So let's recap. Ten of Wands, drop your burdens. Empress, cornucopia of power and energy and grace. You can have it all. Eight of Pentacles sideways. There's nothing to really learn anymore because you're in the Nine of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is, again, more grounded energy. You see, it's all about terra firma. It's about you connecting with Mother Earth. The King of Pentacles is a beautiful masculine, not always though. It doesn't have to be gender specific in this case, unlike the King of Swords, but the King of Pentacles is a beautiful energy of reliability. It's a father figure. It's a loving figure. It would be like your man brushing your hair. You're sitting at his knees and he's brushing your hair. You know, that beautiful strength, that beautiful tenderness. The King of Pentacles will take care of you. He'll know that you're going to have your period. He'll make sure you got what you need. If you get my drift, he's a man. And I do see that energy. The Fool is a brand new cycle, 2024 to 2025. You can't make this shit up. Here we go. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, north and south. And what's interesting about that is they're facing each other. So far, we're seeing the divine masculine and feminine facing. Your fear is that you're going to have a fight, but at the end, you're going to have the Ten of Cups. So here's the contrast on the two readings. Here's what I'm getting at for you. Is that you're the one that's going to bring this in. You're the one bringing this in, okay? And so the jaggedness of the lack of focus of your masculine is something that you have to you don't concentrate on him not being with anyone else or desiring anyone else. You concentrate on only you and him having such an amazing level of intimacy and camaraderie and fun that he couldn't possibly want to gamble you away on a moment's night with some bimbo, to be honest. Thank you, love. Does that make sense? That's what we're talking about here, okay? So you're bringing it in. You're the one that has the power, not him. Believe it or not, he's in La La Land. He's got some good qualities. The love is there. There is love there, but the distraction, the third party is a figment of his imagination. That's the problem, okay? Thank you, my love. Athena. Huh. Fantastic. All right. So let's go right into the Empress energy, please. Why is she here? King of Cups. Here we go. King of Cups. Loving. Eight of Wands. Fast-moving communication and speed into the King of Wands. So the Empress is sitting in the middle, and you've got the King of Cups facing the King of Wands, and in between them is Eight of Wands. You're going to have options. You're going to have options. That's going to be incredible. And so, and what are those options? Well, those options are, if the twin flame keeps fucking up on a twin flame female, and if you're doing your spiritual work, which with the Empress, I see you are, yeah, they're going to give you an option if he keeps fucking up. But let's keep going because I love that we're getting we got three kings on the table. That's pretty cool. Ten of Wands. Tell me about the Ten of Wands, please. Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving end result. So the Ten of Wands could be a while before you drop him. Ace of Cups, new love, fantastic. And this is new love that's real love. Now, new love isn't a new person. Because sometimes what happens is when the twin flame goes into separation for 8 hours, 8 days, 8 months, 8 years, whatever it is a new love. One of the signs of a twin flame is whenever you break up and you come back together, it's more refined. It's better than it was before. It's better in understanding each other, at least, or you may understand your divine masculine that much better. But new love is coming. It's coming slowly towards you. And the Six of Pentacles, let me clarify that. Why is the Six of Pentacles here, please? The Six of Pentacles is basically warning you that, they might be breadcrumbing you. They might be giving you promises they mean at the time. That's not to be paranoid. That's to be aware. And be careful. Seven of Swords is lying. Three of Pentacles it could be third party. I don't think it's mastery unless you're the one mastering yourself in this emotion, not being completely triggered. And finally, Temperance is a very soft, moving energy of transformation and renewal. Eight of Pentacles sideways. Why is that happening? The Tower, a collapse. Okay, yeah, when you fuck with the twin, that's what happens. The Tower to the Judgment. A judgment call, but something returning. What is returning? A choice, the Lovers. By the way, the Lovers is 6. It's connected to the planet Venus. and it is about love, co-creating with love. So you're going to have to like become transcendental with this and really focus on your chakras. And there's some, I've been meaning to do a guided meditation for twin flames and chakras. So I'm realizing I have to do this for you guys. All right. So the tower's collapsing, something dead coming back to life, something that's been ignored, not dealt with is returning. And a choice will have to be made. Nine of Pentacles, why is she here? Again, Cancer energy with the Chariot, fast-moving energy. Emperor, my way, the highway. Here we go again. Nine of Cups, I want to be single. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, but it's a singles energy. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups is singles energy. And because it's here, and I don't know why right now I'm talking about it, but I am being guided to talk about it, is that both of you are stubborn. And the reason why you're stubborn, and you're both highly, highly independent, you're both very good at what you do. You don't actually need each other at fucking all. You don't need each other at all to survive, to thrive, to whatever. But you need each other. It's a weird thing. I don't need you to pay my bill, but I need you to hold my hand. I don't need you to, I don't know, build me a house, but I need the nectar of your touch. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, I don't need you, but I need you, but I need you, but I don't need you. And twins understand what that means. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. Why is he here? What's going on? Page of Swords is spy energy. It could be spying, you know. Remember the CIA and the FBI spying on social media? Please don't get caught up in social media. Please. When you see pictures of your twin with someone else or whatever, however. Because people who are truly happy, just on a side note, don't fucking post that many pictures. There's only two reasons to post pictures of everything you're fucking doing. You're making a living doing it, or you are going to totally do it to show the person you broke off that you're fine without them. Because typically picture that like that should be private. Don't you agree? So King of Pentacles to the Page of Swords is spy energy. Five of Cups, disappointment and hurt. Moon, confusion and secrets. Unclear things. Let's keep going. The Fool. So the Fool, unlike the World, the Fool is 2024 to 2025. The World is chapter 9 to chapter 10. Same book, different chapter. Different perception. All right, the Fool. Why are we here? Six of Cups, something dead coming back to life, which means I remember you. You're coming back to me. We've had past lives together. I love you. I'm thinking about you. Seven of Swords, but denying it. Into Queen of Swords, analytical, snarky, or energy, or what's the word? Not believing. So what happens is if you're not careful, okay, and this is to my women, my female gender specific, okay, is if you're not careful, you will turn into a cold, brittle person. And this journey is not to make you cynical. It's not to make you cynical. It's to break your heart open so it's wider and bigger. No matter what you do in this incarnation, trust me, you will be hurt. By your twin, by someone dying, by someone, your best friend betraying you. Shit's going to happen in this incarnation. By having a job that treats you like shit and then fires you like you're nothing better than a pair of dirty socks. You will be hurt in this incarnation. So stop acting like you want to protect yourself from being hurt. Good luck. Better people than you and I have tried and failed. We've all been hurt. Okay? So you turning into the Queen of Swords is not good. It's not good. And denying this connection, saying I'm crazy, and listening to your friends who've never been. I'm going to be very blunt, okay? And I'm sorry if I'm vulgar, but sometimes vulgarity hits the mark. Most people have never been well laid in their entire life. How do I know that? Well, because I speak to thousands of people a year. That's why I know. Because people tell me shit. And so when you're in a twin flame journey, if you've never made love to your twin, but you've had the kiss, you know what I'm talking about. Every kiss thereafter will be weighed by that kiss from the twin. This is big. And the root chakra activation with a twin to a twin is unmatched on the planet. And people will try to tell us that we don't exist, this and that. Just go on my YouTube and listen to my other videos. We're doing a reading here, but I don't want to get to it. But trust me, if you're telling friends about this journey and you go into the Queen of Swords analytical energy, You're going backwards at a speed that is threatening your ability to even have a hot chance in hell to ever be in union with your twin. Just saying. So you need to be in your Shakti energy. Whether your twin comes into your life or not, you need to stay in your Shakti energy, your feminine divine energy. You need to stay the Empress. Do not become a Queen of Swords. Do not become brittle, bitter, cynical, ugly. Don't give up. Okay? Don't do that to yourself. Queen of Pentacles, why is she here? Page of Cups into Six of Wands, into the Devil. Okay, why is the Devil here? I'll explain this to you in a minute. Queen of Pentacles, again, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. She's a divine counterpart to the King of Pentacles, right across the way, by the way. Page of Cups is an offer of love, messages you're giving. Six of Wands is being recognized and seen, winning. Tell me more about this. Nine of Pentacles, going back into your power. Nine of Cups. You guys are playing games with each other. You're both trying to like be... the Devil talks about Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles as being you're butting heads. And here comes the Eight of Cups walking away for something more. Are they walking away in the right direction, please? This is good for both of them, please. The Page of Wands, communication. The Seven of Pentacles, do I invest? The Five of Pentacles is, do I invest? Do I invest? Do I try this again? But what's interesting is whether or not you want to be with your twin and try again, you're going to feel like the Five of Pentacles, feeling homeless, like there's no door in. And the thing about the masculine is they can put you in a little box in their filing cabinet in their head and kind of forget about you for a while. And the Devil energy is this obsessive whirling and twirling and the resentment of not being picked. But you're not doing that. What's happening is you're not being rejected in this case. In this case, I can tell you. What's happening is that you want it exactly how you want it now. See, that's your problem. Instead of enjoying the ride. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? When do I get married? When do I do this? When do we do that? Instead of enjoying the ride. And the more you want something with a tight-fisted grip, the least likely you're going to get it. No one wants to be with anyone that desperate. If somebody, let me just turn the tables around on you. If you were with a good-looking man, but after a while he was clinging and constantly touching you and constantly just clinging you and it just stuck to you and waiting for you outside the bathroom in a restaurant, you'd fucking be sick of it. That energy is not going to get you a damn thing but a runner, you know, because there's codependency that is happening here. Now, what's interesting about the final break in a twin flame journey is that in the beginning of a journey, you are codependent. I'm not going to lie. But then after that, you'll never be codependent ever again. I'll tell you why. Because once you survive the dark night of the soul and you survive yourself, and again, unless you've had a dark night of the soul in relations to your twin, you don't know what the hell anything is. Well, once it's related to your twin and you've survived yourself, you will never be clinging to your twin ever again. In fact, none of us in the twin flame journey are clingy or codependent. In fact, we've become hyper independent. It's actually, if your twin masculine is a powerhouse and he's hyper independent, he'll love that about you. In fact, it'll keep him on his toes. You'll get there. Trust me. Once you go through the dark night of the soul, game over. You come out the other side completely transformed. You will never cling to that man or woman ever again. Not because you don't love him, but because it's like you've got interest now. You're busy. You create a whole fucking life when in separation. You don't need them to go out to dinner. You don't need them to go see a movie. They'll go, wait, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to see a movie. Can I join? Tables will turn. Can I join? Sure. You want to come? Absolutely. You're meeting friends? No, I was going to go alone. Tables have turned because you actually enjoy your company now. You don't need anyone to enjoy it with you. You can do it on your own. That's one of the magic of the dark night of the soul related to the twin company now. You don't need anyone to enjoy it with you. You can do it on your own. That's one of the magic of the dark night of the soul related to the twin flame journey. It's a mind blower. Ten of Cups, why is that here, please? Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment. It's marriage, commitment. It's beautiful. Two of Wands, where do we go from here? Death, transformation. Into Ace of Swords, the truth. Cutting out bullshit and speaking the truth to yourself, to your twin, to your guide, your light beings, the truth. And the truth can be very scary. because it will bring up, it's like opening a Pandora's box. And what's interesting about the sacred divine masculine, broken and wounded, in particular the broken and wounded, is that they feel that if they open that Pandora's box, it will never end. The ills of their lives, the shame of their childhood, what they've done, what they thought, what was done to them without their consent, things of that nature, they feel as if once that box is open, it will never end. And it does end. It's not a long journey, but it's a journey we must all go through if we're going to ascend, because you first have to forgive yourself and then forgive others. And you have to understand certain things. I really am careful on TikTok, unfortunately. I wish I could give you brass tacks, but as to what exactly I mean. But trust me, everyone's gone through some shit. And no matter how you responded to it, it's not your fault. It was never your fault, and you did nothing wrong. That alone should be enough. So the sacred masculine, what I've learned over the years, is that many of these men carry wounds that a lot of women will never understand. A lot of sacred masculine, divine masculine, also fight with bisexuality, either in fantasies or actually in the shadows. That's also something, but that doesn't mean you can't. That person's not good for you. It has nothing to do with that. Sexuality, inherently, all of us have it in us anyway, to be honest. The difference between some of us and people who are actively pursued is that with us, we need a soul connection to have sex, where some people don't. And usually when people don't, it's because they are not really connected to their heart space. They are dealing with a root chakra imbalance, to be honest. Okay. I'm judging, and not in a bad way, because I think that when we're all young, we all explore our new bits and parts, and we were excited. But when we go into a more mature, like once you hit 25, you realize that, it's like eating crackers, and now you want a soul connection. On the bisexual thing, you will maybe like you'll have a crush on a girl, on a guy. And the question you have to ask yourself is this something I really want to experience in this incarnation? Or is this just, I'm an androgynous soul. I've been a man and women. I've entered men. I've entered women. I mean, what the fuck? Of course I'm going to have these feelings. But the question is, do I have to act upon it? And this kind of like brutal, honest conversation with the self, going within, is going to be very important, especially if you're young. Because some people can handle having a bisexual life and having a polyamorous life. In fact, there are people that are very happy doing it. They have a very successful life. But what it does also, I remember having a twin flame couple where the masculine was polyamorous, and she was definitely fucking not. She was definitely monogamous. And they had to part ways, and they kept trying, and they kept parting ways because he would not lie to her. You got to admire the guy. He would not lie. And in this life, it wasn't going to work. She either had to come into his world or he had to come into her world. But someone had to give. Do you see what I'm saying by locking horns? And it's weird that would happen, right? I mean, think about it. Is it really that important to have aimless sex with friends with benefits, instead of having the love of your life? I don't know. It's something that you have to ask yourself. I personally feel that there's certain things that you should be willing to give up to be with your twin, because the twin is an activation. And not to mention, not every incarnation that you have the opportunity to be with your twin, because the twin is an activation. And not to mention, not every incarnation that you have the opportunity to be with your twin, because the twin is an activation. And not to mention, not every incarnation that you have the opportunity to be with your twin, because the twin is an activation. And not to mention, not every incarnation that you have the opportunity to. Okay? You're buffering. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Thank you, though. So any other questions or comments? Any questions or comments? The reading is pretty, it's telling you what you need. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Somebody let me know if you can hear me now. Anyway, that's about all I have to say on that particular reading. Hopefully this helped you. Okay, great. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Any other questions on the reading? Any other confusion? Yes. So, yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So any other concerns on the reading? Does that make sense? Does that, and unfortunately, you can't make this up because I actually saw that it is you that holds the power to make this happen as the divine feminine. And you have to ask yourself, is the timing right? Some of you, the timing is absolutely not right. There are content creators right now saying that because we stepped into the age of Aquarius, all of you are going to be in union. Let me ask you this. All of you are going to be in union. Does that make sense to you? Does that align? Is that possible in your situation? Obviously not, because not all of you are going to be in union. It could be that you're in union in 2 years from now, 3 years from now. It's interesting too, because what you feel is an impossible situation right now could miraculously do a 180 and shock the hell out of you. So there's that. You need to understand that. Any other questions? That was so helpful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I'll bring that up to YouTube as well. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so I want to read. I want to read from. Just interesting. You're not gonna believe this. Listen to this. This is from Louise Hay. You Can Heal Your Life. Chapter 10, relationships. All my relationships are harmonious. It seems all of life is relationships. We have relationships with everything. You are even having a relationship now with the book you are reading and with me and my concepts. Do you know she's really right? Do you know how sometimes people have lovers that are situational and they'll say to you, well, we're not in a relationship? Dude, talking to me right now, you're in a relationship. We all have relations. She's absolutely right. Let's continue. The relationships you have with objects, foods, and weather, and transportation, and with people all reflect the relationship you have with yourself. Wow. The relationship you have with yourself is highly influenced by the relationships you have with the adults around you as a child. The way the adults reacted to us then is often the way we react towards ourselves now, both positively and negatively. Let me just say that she was massively, molested when she was a child. So she came from poverty and the worst situation you could imagine. And she invented the self-help movement as we know it. Think for a minute of the words you use when you are scolding yourself. Aren't they the same words your parents used when they were scolding you? What words did they use when they praised you? I'm sure you use the same words to praise yourself. Perhaps they never praised you, so then you have no idea how to praise yourself and probably think you have nothing to praise. And this is where you have to learn how to parent yourself. This is where you have to actually go within your little girl, little boy, and take hold of that inner child. I did a hypnotherapy session tonight, actually, with a wonderful client. And we went into, and so I'm going to do the exercise right now. We're going to do it right now. Okay? And I want you to close your eyes. And I'm going to go through 1 through 16. And when I hit the age that you feel is your inner child, I want you to type it into the comment section, okay? So that other people can see. You could have a commonality or you may not. But so that you're sharing with the collective right now. So close your eyes. Is your inner child 1 year old? Is it 2 years old? Is your inner child 3 years old? Is it 4 years old? Is your inner child 5 years old? Is your inner child 6 years old? 7 years old? Is your inner child 8 years old? Is it 9 years old? Is your inner child 10 years old? Excellent. Is it old? Is it 9 years old? Is your inner child 10 years old? Excellent. Is it 11? Is your inner child 12 years old? Is it 14 years old? Is it 15 years old? Is it 14 years old? Is it 15 years old? Is it 14 years old? Is it 15 years old? Is it 15 years old? Do you see that? So here we go. 4, 10 years old, 5, 5, 4. Do you see how, so this is 15 years old. Do you see that? So here we go. 4, 10 years old, 5, 5, 4. Do you see how, so this is 15 years old. Do you see that? So here we go. 4, 10 years old, 5, 5, 4. Do you see how, so this is of sadness, of something right. And so what I want you to do, all of you, that away and put it on your altar. Get yourself a frame at home. So what I want you to do, all of you, away and put it on your altar. Get yourself a frame at home. So what I want you to do, all of you, away and put it on your altar. Get yourself a frame at home. So what I want you to do, all of you, away and put it on your altar. Get yourself a frame at Home Goods or TJ Maxx or whatever the hell. Get a really nice frame, something that celebrates you, and put it on your altar. And that, or by your beds, your bed, on your side table, and really talk to that inner child. And be that parent, that mother and father that you may not have had. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah, 10 years old. So you've got 2 10-year-olds, but we have one person that's 10, and everyone is saying 4 to 5. Anyone else? There's more people. Don't be shy. This is about, if you want to heal, one of the exercises you have to understand, if you want to go on a healing journey, is to be like vulnerable. And believe me, no one on YouTube is going to see this shit because you don't see any of that at all. At all. And you guys know that. You've all seen my videos. You know nothing shows. Okay? So go ahead, type it in. What else? What ages? What else did you see? Any other ages that you want to share? Go ahead, type it in. What else? What ages? What else did you see? Any other ages that you want to share? All right. So this is what you need to focus on. And what I mean is, when you're working on your chakras and your meditations and you hit your heart chakra, you may want to check in with your inner child and go, are you okay? And notice where they are. Are they standing? Are they in a fetal position? Because I've seen that with clients, where the child was in a fetal position. The child was in a very dark room. The heart chakra was dark. It was a dark tunnel. There was no thing. So one of the things that we would do is create a beautiful room. We would create a beautiful room where maybe it had a garden, it had a dog or a cat, it had books, it had toys, it had a certain color on the walls. Maybe it had a garden, it had a dog or a cat, it had books, it had toys, it had a certain color on the walls. It had a couch or a bed or things that were fun. And we would pick out all the toys. And we would make sure that the child knew that we would come back, but we had created a beautiful playroom for the child. It's symbolic. It's literally helping your inner child know that it is being listened to. What do you want? I want books, kind of like The Secret Garden or The Little Princess, the movie, those two stories that are so amazing. Do something like that for your inner child. Do you want a tea set? Do you want a Barbie? Do you want a teddy bear? Do you want a train set? What do you want? And give it to them. And give them the best they have. And you might start crying. And please don't feel silly. And give it to them. And give them the best they have. And you might start crying. And please don't feel silly if you do. Just cry. And give them the best they have. And you might start crying. And please don't feel silly if you do. Just cry. The other thing that you may want to do when the snows melt, because some of us are up on the East Coast and so forth, is you might want to take your inner child for a walk. You may want to actually do a snow angel. You may actually build a miniature snowman if you want. You may want to, but goddamn it, just fucking do it. What do you have to lose? Like feel your child and let your child express itself. She sits on the curb a lot outside an old house in the daytime. Child express itself. She sits on the curb a lot outside an old house in the daytime. Huh, she sits in the curve, 8 years old. Okay, gotcha. Outside an old house in the daytime. Huh, she sits in the curve, 8 years old. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for sharing. Wow, can you guys tap into your inner child? What is your inner child? What is your inner child doing? Go ahead and look. Thank you for sharing. Wow, can you guys tap into your inner child? What is your inner child? What is your inner child doing? Go ahead and look for your inner child. Thank you for sharing. Wow, can you guys tap into your inner child? What is your inner child? What is your inner child doing? Go ahead and look for your inner child. What is that inner child doing right now? Run into the street yelling it's Christmas. Okay. Try to share what is really going on with your inner child. What is going on with your inner child? If you want to share. Okay. What is your inner child doing? Let me see. Your inner child wants just love. King of Cups to the Ten of Cups to the Page of Cups. That's all love. I just threw the cards just to see the energy. And some of you want a fatherly figure that was available. King of Cups. She's just standing alone in a room. Fill that room with magic. What does she want? What does she need? That's what you need to do, okay? She must be... Is she lonely? If the room is empty, is this a good place for her to be? Or should you fill the room, repaint the colors? What are the colors? What are the colors of the walls? That's actually quite important, believe it or not. Because I remember one client, the walls were black. And we had to repaint all the walls into these bright, and she wanted green, like a mint, like a light green, right? So try to work on that, okay? You guys need to work on that, like a light green, right? So try to work on that, okay? You guys need to work on that. Does that make sense? Because you're not making this shit up. This is either an archetype of yourself, right? It's a symbolic sign of what is lacking in your own space. And so you have to, at some point, parent your child in ways your parents never did. And I'm shocked at how many parents really don't know how to parent children. They just, especially small children. Did you notice most of you had the age of 4 and 5? That's an age of magic. That should have been a fun, absolutely magical time. Where you were having tea parties with your mom or dad, where you were dressing up, where you were escaping into nature, climbing trees, eating berries, blackberries, raspberries, whatever. It should have been a time of incredible magic. Your mom believing in the fairies you saw, angels, Christmas, tooth fairy, just magic upon magic upon magic. And if that wasn't happening because your parents were so busy and this is why, again, the infrastructure magic. And if that wasn't happening because your parents were so busy and this is why, again, the infrastructure magic. And if that wasn't happening because your parents were so busy and this is why, again, the infrastructure doesn't create a place that can foster family values and family bonding, because people are just exhausted from work. And so they can't give the magic to their kids, not because they don't even think about it. They're trying to just get your dinner, your homework, and your bath. That's it. They can't handle more. Maybe they'll read to you. If you're lucky, they'll read to you. So does that make sense? So you got to explore, write down what you're missing, and then fill in those gaps. What you missed as a 4 or 5-year-old, and fill in those gaps. I'm not joking. Do that. Anything else? Temperance, transformation, 6 of Wands, you'll make it. 3 of Swords, you've got to make it through the broken hearts. Do that. Anything else? Temperance, transformation, 6 of Wands, you'll make it. 3 of Swords, you've got to make it through the broken hearts. Do that. Anything else? Temperance, transformation, 6 of Wands, you'll make it. 3 of Swords, you've got to make it through the broken hearts. Tell me more. The disappointments, 5 of Cups, Page of Wands, communicate with yourself. 10 of Swords, become the Empress again. Again, the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles keeps coming up for you guys. Is to heal would be I don't feel confident. I don't feel worthy. And this is where hypnotherapy or an Akashic reading would give you that. And I'll tell you why, because at that point, you would see parts of yourself you can't even see in this incarnation, right? Like being a warrior or being a high priestess or coming off a ship on another planet from another planet onto a ship, being a high priestess or coming off a ship on another planet from another planet onto a ship, being a different species, maybe humanoid, maybe not. And understand that philosophy of how you felt about your existence and how you saw yourself as a planet onto a ship, being a different species, maybe humanoid, maybe not. And understand that philosophy of how you felt about your existence and how you saw yourself as a massive contrast to who you are there. It was interesting. I'm trying to remember. Oh God, so many. Like I said, I'm right now working on a book. You saw yourself as a massive contrast to who you are there. It was interesting. I'm trying to remember. Oh God, so many. Like I said, I'm right now working on a book on the starseeds and how we fell, and there's so many stories. It's insane and it's fascinating. Now I'm going to give you another exercise, actually. And I want you to share it on the comments. I want you to close your eyes and go into your heart chakra. Make sure you hug your little girl, little boy. And then I want to ask you, and don't answer it because it's cool. Because it could be none of the above. Do you feel connected to Lemuria or Atlantis or none of the above? You can put none or NA as an answer. Go into your heart chakra. Don't try to be cool. Don't try to, because it may not be either. Lemuria, Atlantis, or none. And for those of you who say none, we'll do another exercise. Atlantis, okay. Okay. Go ahead and type in. We have more people. If you can type in your answer. Okay. Go ahead and type in. We have more people. If you can type in your answer. So we have Atlantis. What else do we have? None. Perfect, Jackie. Thank you. That's honest. Anybody else, please type it in. Share it with the other ones because I'm going to have another exercise. And those of you who are Atlantis or Lemuria can join, actually, come to think of it. Because I'm going to give you 3 choices. Go ahead and type it in. I'm waiting. I'm not doing anything until at least 5 more people answer. Just answer. Anxiety. A lot of you have anxiety and you don't see yourself as the Empress and you always are constantly none. Perfect. Excellent. Anyone else? Yeah. I see you guys having anxiety. 9 of Swords to the Empress energy. None. Perfect. Got it. Okay. Now we're going to go. Ready? Okay. Close your eyes. Go back in. And we've got 16 people. All of you, stop being shy and step up. I'm not kidding. Don't play small, man. Just step up. Thank you. All right. The next exercise is you're going to go into your heart chakra and you're going to ask your question if you've ever incarnated in the Pleiades, Orion, Sirian, or none. Sirian, or none. Sirian, or none. Sirian, or none. Pleiadian, Orion, Sirian. I'll throw in Andromedan. Orion, very good. Pleiades, yes. Keep going. Keep going, folks. Step in. Orion, Pleiadian, Sirian, Andromedan, or none. By the way, keep track. Write down. None. By the way, keep track. Write it down. Okay? Right. Maybe both. Okay, cool. Both of which, though? Because because I gave you 4. Be specific, Mia. Anybody else? Come on, guys. We've got 15 people and only 4 have stepped up to answer. Orion, Pleiadian, Sirian, Andromedan, or none. Be honest. Don't try to be cool. Gotcha. Thank you. Got it. Thank you. Sirian. Perfect, Jackie. Orion and Pleiadian for Mia. Makes sense. Got it. Anything else? Anyone else want to share? Go into your heart chakra. No worries. It's all good. Not sure. Yeah, but try. Okay. Ella, very good. I'm glad you said that. Try. What comes to mind? What flitters in? What do you feel in your heart? What letters? Don't force yourself, but try harder. But don't force it. Don't squeeze it out, okay? If it's not sure, because not sure means something came through. I don't know means I got nothing. Not sure means I'm confused. I'm not sure what I just saw here. I don't know means, yeah, I have no clue. Nothing came through. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. Orion, wonderful. All right. So the next question is, again, go back into your heart chakra. Close your eyes. Why did you fall from those high levels of incarnations to 3D? Why? And if you don't know, say, I don't know. Again, don't try to be cool. Just answer what comes. And if it doesn't come, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And answer. Yes, I know, but learn what? That's a cool answer. That's too much. That's too pat, Lisa. I'm sorry I'm being hard. It's too pat. Everyone's here to learn. So that's not the answer. Why did you fall? You remember the difference is fall. You didn't come in. Fall. It's a difference. Very few people came in like you think. When you were in 9th dimension, 8th, 7th, 23rd dimension, what happened? Why did you fall? Let's see. Any answers? Why did you fall? Feel it in your heart. What does it say? What does it say? Or you could say, I don't know. I'm not getting anything. You have to go through the chatter of the monkey mind, pierce through that, if you can, to get the answer. I feel as if it was not my choice, it was done to me. Very good. Very good. Excellent. But that's not everyone's story, but you're absolutely okay. Do you think you could find out what it is? You see what I'm getting at? So when you do an Akashic reading, when I do Akashic readings with people, right, for example, I don't do this. This is something I'm doing for you guys. I actually do all. And I bring it to the client saying, this is what happened, and this is why you fell. And this are the literal events that brought your first fall. And it's interesting that many of you did not connect with Atlantis and Lemuria, because for those of us who were there, it was not our first fall. It was the final thump that brought us into 3D, Atlantis falling, or Lemuria. You know what I mean? But for many of us, for many of you actually, which I've seen in my Akashic readings, some of you never were in Atlantis or Lemuria. Some of you actually were in Lemuria for many, many generations. And then the next spin cycle, if you will, of the evolution of the planet, you guys started coming in as human, Homo sapiens. So it's very interesting. But but the amnesia is one of the massive issues that we are dealing with. And the monkey mind just constantly chattering away. I see me being pulled down by a tether attached to someone else. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. And you have to be more in touch with that as to exactly what happened. Does that make sense? Because the falling, there was the first fall, and there were multiple little falls after that until there was complete lights out amnesia. That's what's interesting. Why is this important? Well, because Once you understand the origins of your fall, the first one, or one of the most significant ones that really took you out into what we are today, right? We're both, all of us are dealing with trying to remember and working on it, is it will give you clarity so that you can not only see who you were then and your power and your consciousness at the time. I talked about the reptilian client. That blew my mind as well, by the way. But most of my clients have been Anunnaki. They've been from other planets. They've been from planets I don't even... there's no records of some of these planets or a species of humanoid. There's a woman who's French called Elena Dannon, right? She wrote many books. One of them is Gift from the Stars, Alien Races. And I can tell you, I bought the book because I was two races with my twin that I never spoke of. And in her book, I don't see it either. However, I did a hypnotherapy session with a client who remembered a yellow race like what we were. And also, it seemed very similar to us. It must have been us, me and my twin. And then I did an Akashic where I was shocked to see the race again replicated. So it's a race that's not discussed here in her book. That doesn't mean that she's amazing. Don't get me wrong. She's got her books are amazing. Highly recommend them to you. But once you understand why you fell, like I know exactly how me and my twin fell from high dimensions and how we were separated, and the looping and the absolute fucked up shit that created a frequency that matched honestly hard lives. Okay, sometimes you could be the nicest person in the world, but if your frequency is a match to bullshit, unfortunately I'll be attracted to bullshit. It's not because you deserve it, it's because your frequency is a match to low frequency situations. That's and it's not your fault. You just have to understand. I never need the energy of the star in my life, and spot forced me in my life. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying here, unfortunately. Any letting go of myself and unfocused. I see. Yeah. All right. Any other questions or comments? Any other questions that can help the collective? Any other questions? Okay. So you kind of get where we're going, right? You kind of get an idea of why we did these exercises. And so you kind of have an idea now of where you were, how you were. So the question is, what happened? You know, why? I know one thing, that the Pleiades, I'm very connected to it as well. But I also was I was in other universes, I'll tell you that. And as were you, many of you. If you felt nothing, you don't feel connected to the concept of having incarnated on other planets, okay? Then there are two things going on. One is you could be an earthling where all your incarnations were always on this planet. That is definitely possible. Or straight up, you've got amnesia, massive, and you need to start hacking out of that amnesia. It's one or the other. And it could be fear. Let's be honest. You could be afraid to find out what you were. It could freak you out. Like that's so weird. That's so spooky that I was from another planet, from a different sentient being. Does that make sense? Yeah. Does that make sense? So that's what I need you to understand. Okay. Any questions or comments on that? And, oh, God. Anyway. Okay. I want to know. I think it's awesome. I hear you. I'm totally fascinated by it. I mean, it's my life's work. I've been studying Akashic records since I knew I first heard the name. And I must have been like 13 and a half, 14 years old when I was reading Rampa T. Lopskan's books on like the third eye and the saffron robe. And I was massively so invested in Tibet. My dream was to go to Tibet. I would never go to Tibet today, never, because of the situation. I think you know what I'm referring to. I would never go there. I can't. I think I would fucking lose my mind. But I would like to go to Dharamsala to get the energy. And not to mention, it's kind of like going back to Paris in the 1950s. It's not that I was born then, but it's not there anymore. The Paris that was Paris in the 1950s is gone, just like Tibet of the 1950s. Like we're talking about 1951, 52 before the 1959 takeover. It's gone. The magic is gone. Much of it is gone. So there's no point in going there. But Nepal would be fun, right? And there are places on the planet like Stonehenge, and there's another place in Scotland that's very similar to Stonehenge. So it's like, if you want to study portals, there's a book that's come out with Freddie Silva called Portals, and I absolutely adore him. And he's written some amazing books. And so sometimes if you're attracted to a certain part of the world, it's because there's portals there that would activate your remembrance, activating your junk DNA, quote unquote, activate your, 85% of your brain that's not working, and mine too, right? On that level. But also make it so that you don't, gaslight yourself anymore. You love it. You had no idea on this stuff. I hear you. It's a lot. It's a lot of great. There's magic here. The world, this planet is absolutely extraordinary. I talk about it all the time. It's the infrastructure we have in place that's fucked up. That's really what makes us hate living here. It was never this planet. It was always the people that ran it. Just so when you connect with Pachamama, I have a couple guided meditations, like opening the four corners of above and below, which shamans do all over the world, but I do it my way. You'll see it if you look at the guided practice. There's some stuff that you may want to do as you progress. You need to connect with Pachamama. That is your grounding force. Pachamama, Mother Earth, has been your home for thousands of incarnations, if not a cool million incarnations, because also we have concurrent incarnations. We have them. And but anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up. I wanted to thank you for being here. Go on my Scotland does that to me. I have dreams that come true. Beautiful. That's a gift. You're an oracle dreamer. You're like my son. My son dreams. That's where he goes, dreaming. So TikTok's doing its thing. Please follow me on YouTube. Go on my link tree. On my profile, the link to my YouTube is there. My book, Recall on a Past Life Reincarnation, Mesopotamia into This Life, is based on my own truth story. It's a creative nonfiction. It's very erotic. There's a lot of triggering. TikTok banned the book, so check it out. I've had good results. People love the book. And it's written in such a way that it could actually trigger an awakening for you, And again, you have to be into that sort of thing, into reincarnation, into the concept of twin flames, and to understand the brutality of the ancient world and what entailed, what people did, why they did it for survival, and weird belief systems that prevailed in the ancient world and things of that nature. But it could actually trigger your certain things in your own self. I've had people tell me it's triggered them to have dreams of past lives that they'd forgotten about, obviously. And it's the formatting. Also, make sure to follow me on YouTube if you want to continue, because me and Andromeda Flame, we just did a video on Billy Carson versus Wesley Huff and the whole cyanide Bible bullshit that's going on. They're trying to... No one walks on water, my friend. We're all here trying to figure it out, right? And many of us are gifted, and we still gaslight ourselves. People like me, we've learned long ago not to gaslight. Our jobs and your job is to understand the difference between corrupted downloads and pure downloads. When you are meditating to do some energy work, you better sage yourself and call on protection so that nothing can step in and fuck up your downloads, okay? That is a protocol I adhere to. I have my hypnotherapy sessions. I have people fucking saging themselves across the world and close space, so that when they go travel on a Zoom call with me, right, on video Zoom call, I know their space has been cleansed and cleared. I do the same. Okay? So I'm not going to hit you up for anything at all. If you want to do a reading with me, an Akashic reading, a hypnotherapy session, a reading, go on my link tree and send me your request, okay, on my website, okay? Or you can DM me here and give me your phone number, your country code. If you're outside the country, I'll call you on WhatsApp. I walked into the Great Hall in Edinburgh Castle and cried the whole time I was there. Yeah, that was you were there. It's fascinating. Can't find what? Here, I'll give you my website. And I have to update it, to be honest with you. But my website is here. It's here. I'm typing it out. If you guys want to do a screenshot, do it. But go on my link tree on my profile. Okay? There. Your YouTube. Yeah, it's right there. Like I said, it's on my link tree. It's right. Believe me, trust me, it's right there. I know, But if you're looking for my my YouTube, it literally is Sacred Intimacy Tarot on YouTube. You'll just type it in on the search bar and it'll come up. Okay? And you'll see the art. So you'll find it. Is that cool? All right. Any other questions? That's amazing, Scorpio Life. Amazing. Scotland's that way for me. Ireland's that way for me. France, Versailles, south of France, absolutely insane, crazy. Rome, believe it or not, but it's, what else? What other countries do I feel that could? Northern California, up in the mountains, I felt very strong connection as Native American. I've had a lot of Native American incarnations in this part of the world, the East Coast and the West Coast, up in the mountains. And massive connection with India, like it seemed as a 12th century, and thereabouts. There's an amazing movie that is a Hindustani movie that was made by a Bengali director. I think her name is Mira something, but it's called